Good morning, everyone. You're tuning in with another episode of The Morning Hype with Mr.Stacks. And today we're looking over our top 4 picks of the day, but we'll probably go over a couple of more as we move into the morning opening hour. Right now I'm kind of keeping an eye on our high volume stocks that I've been monitoring since earlier this morning, with a couple of others that we've actually been keeping a close eye for the week. As you can see, we do have a couple of stocks here that are showing high volume. We have MRIN, ARAV, and CLOV actually still up there. But let's look into these ones with the higher volume coming in, because we do have MRIN with over 7 million shares trading right now, and this is actually showing a lot of price movement. So we're going to keep an eye on this, adding this one to the top of our charts. This one is more of a penny stock. It's under $2, or initially was under $2, and today we actually broke that $2 mark here. We do show a high of 570. That was back in October. So we have to break through some certain points though before we can actually make it to that level again. But we have broke through, as you can see. We broke through the moving average, the 200-day moving average on the daily, and we're now trending close to that $3 mark. As you can see, this is on the daily. This is actually yesterday's volume as well. As you can see, there was a lot of volume coming in, and it looks like we're picking right back up where we left off yesterday. On the minute and the 5 minute, it's testing the VWAP now, starting to come back down. These are key levels that we like to buy in at, but this is something we want to just keep an eye on here as we move into the opening hour of the market. We may tend to see a drop here as the market opens, so I don't suggest really buying in a little too early, but this is something to watch. As you can see, we are picking up volume pretty quickly here. So I really think this has some potential in popping off today. So let's keep an eye on this on MRIN. This is also called MRIN Software, is the stock we're looking at here. This is the top pick of the day with the highest volume so far. CLOV. Looks like it's taking on the number 2 spot, moving on up. So let's go ahead and pull up CLOV here. We'll come back to Blackberry. So CLOV is another one that's been a lot of talk in the news as far as the meme stocks, you know, with the high short squeeze percentage. So this is kind of what we're seeing going on here with CLOV. I did call this one out here a couple of days ago as we've been monitoring it as the volume started to increase. I believe the day before yesterday. We're still hovering around that $14 mark, and we're looking to break up through $15 today. If we can get a little higher, we may be able to see some of these higher points around the $16. Once we break through $16, then we can keep going up here. Let's take some look at the daily. As you can see, yesterday we did end on a down day in red, but we're right back up this morning. As you can see, we've already came back up to about 1467. We had a high this morning, so we pretty much came right back up $1 above where we closed at. So that's a good indicator there, as well as with the high volume picking up this morning. The market's not even open, and we're already trading close to almost 2 million shares. So we're going to keep an eye on CLOV. It's another one for y'all that don't know about CLOV. This is a good stock that shows a lot of potential for a short squeeze that can jump this price pretty quick. So if you do have some money to play with, I suggest maybe throwing some. Don't throw in everything, go all in, because this is something that is real volatile and it can go either way. So just keep an eye on this one as well for the day. Clover Health Investments. Another one we're seeing today with high volume. I know y'all are familiar with Torchlight. I've gone over this one a few times in my previous videos. Right now, it's not as much volume as we've seen in the previous days, but we still show a million shares trading this morning, which is still enough volume that can still cause this price to move up. There was some news that was set out on this that caused the price to plummet, but right now we're actually testing that key level here on the low end, and this would be a perfect place to jump in, buy some shares. Let me look at the daily here. Now, I know we show red candlesticks here in the last 2 days, but look at this support level. As you can see, this is where it was supported at for the first time we popped up. Came up, came back down, tested that support again. Was shot up the other day to that $11 almost. Then it came right back down and it's testing that level again. Now it can break through this level, yes, and we're looking to come back down maybe closer to 390. But also we can come all the way back down to about 290. But I'm hoping with the volume that we hold on this support level, this is a lot of talk on this stock. It's another meme stock that people are discussing in these forums, and this can draw up volume very quickly. We did show a decrease yesterday in volume compared to the previous days as well, but we're still pumping, y'all. Like this, I don't think it's over yet with this stock, so we're gonna keep an eye on it. But if we do tend to drop a little lower, I'll probably be pulling my position out of this one. I just opened a position yesterday testing this low just to see what would happen today, but we do have some other ones on the radar that may take up most of the attention in the market, so we're gonna just keep a close eye on this in case we do have to pull our positions here. ARAV, ARAV, I don't know how to say that. ARAV, yeah, ARAV, sorry. Some of these words are new to me, that way that they pronounce these, maybe different places in the world or something, but I don't know anyways. Just ARAV though. ARAV's another stock showing a lot of volume. The daily, I'm seeing a high here about 1494, and this was back in August though, last year. But we're coming around, you know, that same time as it was last year, to where we maybe will start to see it, you know, jump back up here. Right now, you know, we closed yesterday at 532. You know, we were below the 200-day moving average on the daily. 200-day was at 627, but we broke through that this morning. We actually hit a high of $8. Yeah, we did come back down, as you can see here in the morning market before the market opened in the morning here. But you know, we're still kind of right in this area, this range. So I mean, we can easily just come right back up, you know, and test this high. Volume yesterday was 155%, which today I believe we're seeing a lot more volume coming in. You know, the day ended yesterday at 170,000 shares. We're above 1 million shares, and the market isn't even open today. So there's a lot of volume coming in. So this is a stock I'm going to keep on the radar also. We're at a low, and if we start to see this squeeze up, we can hit some highs here and we can make some pretty good money. $6 is a price that I'm willing to pay. I believe that's a good value for a stock that shows a lot of momentum, and we can start to see these squeeze up, because a lot of people could jump into these stocks just because of how affordable they are and how many shares you can get. I mean, a minimum, I don't like to buy really less than 100 shares, because on 100 shares, on every dollar you make $100. And for me, that's not a bad way of looking at it. If I can make $100 a day just on one stock, hitting $1, if I have 2 or 3 playing at the same rate, well, hey, we're all hitting. We can make a $300 profit at $1. If we hit more than $1, there's 3 times of hitting more than that. And you can't always guarantee to win on all of them, but 2 out of 3 or even 1 out of 3 to hit on, you're still coming out ahead. And that just depends on how high that dollar can go. So that's kind of my strategy when it comes into trading. There's other ways of doing it also. If I see something, when I have some little more money to play with, and I see something about to jump, I may buy 200, 300. Most I've bought, is about 1,000 shares. But usually that's something where I feel I'm going to hold it a little longer than just a day. If I feel like over the next couple of weeks this one's probably going to pop, there's something going to roll out or something to expect, and I'll probably jump a little higher as far as my bidding goes. Alright, so let's look into what else we have here. So we went over MRIN, CLOV, ARAV, Torch, Wish. Let's look at Wish here. Wish is kind of still sitting stagnant from yesterday. Not seeing a lot of movement here. Volume's a little low. So yeah, this isn't really something to brag about at the moment, but it's still on the watch list here as we continue to track that one. Workhorse though, this is something I noticed that popped overnight, or actually this morning. A lot of talk of this Oshkosh contract with the Postal Service. I believe there's some discussion going on that they're disputing these deals, that things were not, made fair, and I believe they're trying to just see what they can do about maybe getting back in on these deals. Workhorse is something I've been tracking also. It's been in the news a lot, and it's also got a very high short interest percentage. We're actually been trending here the last few days about our daily average, and if we can see this jump up though above and get a little more volume coming in, hey, we'll be able to see this climb. But we're actually climbing with low volume, which is actually not a bad thing. We came up $1 since the close almost yesterday, and we only got 300,000 shares traded this morning, so there's not a lot of selling going on as it looks. Tesla's another stock I was looking at. This is just a little higher than I like to pay. There's not a lot of value in buying some of these shares since I'm only able to buy so many. I can only make so much, but I do believe this stock here has got some places to go. I know y'all seen it in the past on these splits on how high these stocks have gotten. This stock has gotten. We've seen it into the $2,000 mark. They've split the stock already, and we're already starting to rise right back up. Tesla is the only competitor out there that seems to be doing it with this clean energy and electric cars, and they're going to continue doing their thing until they can have a competitor that can keep up with them in the market. But Tesla, man, Tesla's a good company, and I see them doing great things in our world. Palantir, for those of y'all that don't know, this has been on fire the last few days. It's not real volatile, but it's on a slow trend up. As you can see, we're down here 17 on the daily, and day to day we're just slowly making our way up. Now we can test this key level here around the $30, $29 mark, and this is what we need to break in order for us to move higher. But this is a long-term investment for me. I got a lot of shares in my long-term portfolio, and I'm just gonna hold on to these for the long run. Alright, y'all, so Blackberry, for those that don't know, they have earnings today. Now, I know their volume hasn't been very significant over the last few days. This is still a very popular stock. I feel a lot of people are talking about it, and with this earnings report, it's going to give us the direction on which way we're going to go. Depending on what these earnings show is going to tell us where the stock is going to go. We have a good earnings report with some good news as far as some outlook, and we can probably see this break through this level and continue to move up. I think this would take more than a day to actually break through these highs, because we got to draw in that attention. But we've been forming this descending triangle here for the last few days, and we're kind of just riding this 21-day moving average. So that's a good indication of being bullish. We're kind of thinking this may pop today, so we're going to keep an eye on this. Blackberry is also a big position of mine. I like Blackberry, and we're just hoping that this is something that I believe in and can make some good money on. But we're going to wait and see what happens. If we do tend to break to the downside, then we'll be pulling these positions here. But last stock of the day, VXRT. VXRT, something I've invested in also. They closed yesterday at $7.85. They've been testing this $8 mark here the last couple of days, but I know there's about a $18 price target on this, and I know they have highs up here, So we're looking to break through some of these levels today, maybe tomorrow, maybe into next week. So for those that are into the pharmaceutical industries and they like these types of stocks, I think this one has a real good chance of breaking out soon also. So I'm keeping an eye on this. I also have some positions in this stock also. Well, y'all, I appreciate y'all joining in. This is pretty much what wraps it up for our morning hype this morning. We got a few stocks that we're keeping an eye on. For those that weren't here to tune in early enough, we do have Torch, CLOV, Workhorse, ARAV, MRIN, Wish, Palantir, and VXRT. CLNE though, y'all don't forget about CLNE. This is also under my portfolio along with Jivo. For those that are into that clean energy, y'all should look into these, but I'll have another video and we'll catch up on what's going on with those stocks here in the near future. Well, I appreciate y'all taking the time joining in this morning, y'all, and y'all have a good rest of y'all's day, and happy trading to everyone, and we'll talk to y'all later this afternoon. Peace.